Okay guys, welcome to the Friday Waffle. This is coming to you on a Friday night. It's about 8 o'clock at night. So I know I say this every single week, but I'm absolutely relieved it's the weekend. I wouldn't say I've had a week from hell at work, but it's been really busy. Been quite funny. In fact, I'll tell you a funny little story. I mean, today was busy, but the day was alright. But always make sure your phone has been disconnected before you make any comments. Somebody phoned me and they'd asked me if I could find out something for them yesterday, so I asked the question and I was waiting on information coming back from somebody else, and this person then phoned me today and asked had I got an answer for them, and I said I didn't have, but I would follow it up. And the guy was like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, okay, see you later, bye. And then he heard up saying, fucking useless bastard. So I picked the phone up and I phoned them back and I says, oh, by the way, I says, top tip, always make sure you disconnect your phone line before you badmouth somebody. So yeah, the guy kind of choked in his tea. I thought it was quite funny. So anyway, yeah, what have I been up to this week? I turned 50 yesterday. Yep, 50 years old. I could probably talk for an hour and a half just about being 50. I don't really do birthdays. Well, I know I do because everybody's got a birthday, whether you like it or not. I'm not a fan of birthdays. I don't mind going to other people's birthday parties or whatnot, but my own, nah, I'm not really interested in them. But it's kind of, it's quite funny, you know, when I turned 50 yesterday, it's difficult to not think back about your life. Now, I've had a pretty good life, I'm not going to complain. Yeah, I've made a few mistakes over the years, but by and large, you know, I've been very lucky in my life. Yeah, my mum and dad are both gone, that's a thing, you know. I always feel I'm quite unlucky. I'm 50 years old, my mum and dad are both gone. Miss them terribly. But, you know, it's what can you always, I think about, you know, when you're at school, when I was like 5, starting primary school, you know, you were 5, and then the next day you were still 5, then the next day you were still 5, then the next day you're still 5, then eventually you're 6, and then you're 7, and suddenly you arrive at 50. And yeah, it's just been another day and another day and another day, and the days tick over. And then here you get half a century. I've got to say I'm you know, I don't want to talk too soon. I'm not a believer in superstition or that, but I have by and large been very lucky health wise. Yeah, I've got a few issues with my running, but that's only when I'm running. I shouldn't complain about it. I've reached 50, and yeah, I've not really had any health issues, you know. Excuse me, where am I going with this? I've got no idea. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I've hit 50, and what I was going to say was you've got to appreciate, you know, that I've hit 50 with, you know, in fairly decent health. You know, there's lots of people that don't that don't get to 50, you know what I mean? I don't know where I'm trying to go with this, because there's lots of people older than 50 as well. But yeah, it just, you know, I've done not too bad getting to 50, fairly good nick so far. But aye, so anyway, I didn't do very much. We got a Domino's pizza last night. We're having a little, it's not a party thing, we're having a little kind of family get together next weekend, next Saturday. Just get a Chinese takeaway. I think there's about 25 people coming. So yeah, that's my birthday. So I was 50 yesterday. Yeah, with my birthday money, I just asked for money. I know I don't like asking for money, but people were asking my wife, what does Alan want? And she told them I was saving up for something. So I got some money, and putting a wee bit more money towards it, I ordered myself the PSVR. Now, I know if you look back 6 months ago, I was probably talking in the waffle about, oh, the dogs have obviously seen something in the TV. Yeah, I did say that I wasn't interested in getting the PSVR. And the main reason for that was because I was worried there was going to be a lack of support. But I'm delighted to see that there seems to be quite a few games coming out for it. You know, I think even if nothing else came out besides what's available, I don't think it would be a bad purchase. And I was quite lucky because I went online last night, went to Amazon, and the basic headset just on its own is 340 quid. So I'm like, oh, that's quite expensive. I went on to Gumtree and there was people selling them for 300, and I'm like, oh, what do I do? Do I buy a second hand one? So then I just put in PSVR bundles, and lo and behold, there was a bundle released, I think it was 2 days ago. It was certainly this week. And of all the companies selling it was Game. Now normally I don't go to Game because they're always quite expensive. But Game are doing this pack. It's the PSVR headset, 3 games plus the camera. Now the camera is normally 50 quid and it was 349. So for an extra tenner, you're getting this bundle. Now like I says, you know, I could have quite easily gone into Amazon and just ordered it for 340 quid just for the basic thing. I'm going to let the dog in. Right, hurry up, make your mind up. He's like in and out like a fiddler's elbow. Go and lie down. Yeah, 340 for the basic headset, or 350 for the headset plus 3 games. One of which is it Gran Turismo Sport or something? Looks pretty good. And I've also got the wee, what do you call them, the little move controllers. I bought them for the PS3, so I'm going to be able to use them with it. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's coming on Monday. Quite looking forward to getting it actually, even if it's just to play Polybius. That should be good. So yeah, that was my birthday present to myself, the PSVR. I was at the computer club on Tuesday. Really good. What did I take along? I took along the SNES Mini, and I also took along a Raspberry Pi, which I was trying to get working as well. But always good fun. I need to actually start taking videos again of the computer club. It's always a good night. Talking of Retro Pi, as I've kept mentioning on multiple occasions, these people selling Retro Pis, or you know, Raspberry Pis with Retro Pi installed with all these, you know, 20,000 games. Now there's a couple of them, and the basic package they're selling for £90, and they're going up, believe it or not, to £200. And from what I can see, the only difference is I think instead of a wired controller, you're getting cordless controllers or wireless controllers, and you're getting more games. Now, as we all know, the games, I did actually contact one of them on Facebook, and I said, could you please confirm that you've got the copywriter's permission to sell all these games? And the guy came back and said to me, yeah, my lawyer has told me that I can include the games, which is a lot of shite. Now, interestingly, one of my mates, I don't know how he managed it. There's a website, and he looked at the website domain, and this company is a single guy in a flat. I don't know where it is, Manchester or something. I don't know, no idea where it is. So we've got this guy's address, and a little sneaky bit of me was thinking, why don't I print off a Nintendo letterhead and compile a little letter to the guy saying that I'm representing the lawyers, I'm a lawyer on behalf of Nintendo, and if you don't, it's been drawn to our attention that you're actually selling, you're including games which belong to Nintendo, and unless you stop selling this, we are going to take legal action. Now maybe some people are thinking I'm being a sod. Now, you know, the thing is, if I didn't have the wherewithal to buy one of these or to build my own, I would probably have bought one. But the fact is that I do know how to build them. It's not difficult. Plus, you know, I don't. The thing, you know, the thing that really gets me is these guys are making shitloads of money, absolutely shitloads of money. I mean, the basic package is £100, and if you look at their Facebook page, they're getting maybe 50 comments every day. Like, come on, Archie, out you go, every day, and yeah, these guys must be making thousands. They must be making thousands of pounds every week. RetroPie it's a project that is written completely for free, and it does specify that people should not make money. And the thing that really irks me is there's people, these guys, or guy in this instance, I mean there's a few of them, different companies, they are selling software which they did not write, they don't own the right to. They're selling the software and they're bundling thousands and thousands of games, and they're charging £100 or up to £200. So yeah, should I send a letter? I don't know. I'm maybe just being a bit sneaky, but what's the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen is the guy reads a letter and just bins it. The best that can happen is he shits himself and he stops selling this thing. So I don't know. Let me know, should I send a letter or not? And if you happen to be watching this, mate, do us all a favour and stop selling it, or at the very least reduce your prices, make a donation to charity, you know, 50 quid to charity. I'm getting sick of this dog. In! Right, lie down, you stop it. Yeah, make a donation to charity, send some money to the guys that write RetroPie, you know, stop creaming people, you know, it's not right, it really isn't. So, aye, like, listen, that is all the bits and pieces I've got. I've got quite a few questions here actually, which is wonderful. First up, excuse me, Batman. A topic, Mr. Stewart. What are your top 5 programmers of all time? That's a very, very good question. The funny thing is, I wouldn't be able to name a programmer for current systems. I mean, presumably you're talking about older systems, because I wouldn't be able to name. It's all big teams now. In no particular order, I would have to say, now I don't know what one was the graphics or what one was the program. I'm going to say John Hare, Chris, I can't remember, oh, what's his name again? What was the guy for Sensible Software? I'm going to say Chris Hare. I think he might have been the graphics. Chris Yates, that's it. Chris Yates and John Hare, sorry. Yeah, Sensible Software, awesome games, Whizball, Sensible Soccer. Jeff Minter. I'm not a fan of every one of Jeff's games, but in my opinion he has made some absolute blinding games. One of my favourite games of all time is TKX on the PS Vita, which is basically a Taken Tempest. Jeff really knows how to make really good Twitch shooters. So Jeff Minter, I mean Andrew Braybrook is an amazing programmer, but I can't say that the games that he wrote are ones that are really excuse me. I'm going to go for Joffa Smith now. I wasn't a Spectrum man back in the day, but through owning quite a few Spectrums, I've got to experience some of Joffa's games. Now he did stuff like Cobra, Hypersports, what else? Cobra, Hypersports, oh blimey, Greenberry. Some of the finest Spectrum games were programmed with Joffa Smith. He's an amazing programmer. I've got to say, and it's not just because I spoke to him last week, Sean Southern. I loved all Sean's games, Pod, Kickstart 1 and 2, Supercars, the Lotus trilogy. You know, where do you start? What was interesting when I was talking to Sean last week was I didn't actually realise there was only 2 people that worked on the Lotus games. There was him and is it Andrew Morris, I think it was. You know, the fact that 2 people could program games that good, you know, is pretty cool. So Sean Southern, so there's John Hare, Sean Southern, Jeff Minter. 2 more programmer wise. can't think offhand. No, I mean, there's companies, but I can't really think of programmer-wise. I mean, Stavros Vasulai, I think it was, Thalamus Software. He was able to write some really good technical games. I'm going to go for Andrew Breivik because, you know, Paradroid is a wonderful game. Uridium is probably, in my opinion, one of the most technically accomplished games in the C64. And the last person I'm going to go for is probably Bruce Carver. He did Raid Over Moscow, he did Beachhead, he did, oh, what else? Beachhead 2? Beachhead 2? Yeah. Paul Norman as well, Forbidden Forest. Yeah, difficult, but yeah, anyway, yeah, that's a few programmers that I've got a lot of time for. Thanks for the question, but appreciate it. Kev, down the rabbit hole. Hi Alan, I'm curious about a few things with your computer club. Number one, are there any really strong personality types that try to convince others certain games are really good or really bad? I don't think so, Kev. No, I mean we're all pretty much a muchness. I mean we've all got Commodore 64s, we've all got Spectrums, we've all got SNESes, we've all got everything. So yeah, I mean my mate George, he's very much an Amiga Spectrum guy. He's not really so much into consoles. There's another guy, Bill, he's right into the Amstrad. I'm into everything, you know, but nah, I can't say there's any real strong personalities, and I don't mean that in a bad way. There's just, you know, we all tend to get along pretty well, and we do tend to agree. Just one little thing, what was I going to say there? You know, I was going to mention a topic and I've now forgotten all about it. Number two, does the club have an elder statesman who takes kids under his wing and feels the need to educate the youngsters in the way of the old school games? If it's elder statesman, then that would be myself, Kev. I am the oldest person there. The club was started up by George, but he's 2 years younger than me, I think. We've got maybe 6 or 7 people who are regulars. We occasionally get somebody new coming along for maybe a couple of months, and then they don't come back. But by and large, our membership's not really increased that much. I don't know, I mean, we don't really advertise it. The thing is, Kev, because I've just remembered what I was going to talk about, because all the equipment is ours, we don't particularly want to have 50 people coming along, because that would just be completely non-practical. I don't particularly want, you know, the thing is we all trust each other, we all know each other pretty well, we all take along stuff, so we do treat each other's equipment with respect, and that's what you need to have when you're dealing with old stuff. So no, we don't really have. There's one guy, his young son goes along, and you know he enjoys playing old systems as well. But there's not really an elder statesman as such. So apart from me, who's now half a century. The point I was going to make was George. I says he's kind of the big cheese in the club. He was the founder. He got contacted from a guy who's involved in VR, and he asked us, would we like to get involved and do some kind of show? So George wrote back to the guy and says, yeah, I would absolutely, you know, that would be good. So then the guy came back to us, and George said, oh, by the way, you need to understand that all the equipment belongs to us. Is there some sort of like insurance should anything happen? And the guy came back to us and said, no, sorry, if anything happens to the equipment, then you need to pay for it. And anyway, you get all these modern HD solution things, so the cost wouldn't be that much. So this guy was wanting us to come along to help out in his computer show, and we were to cover the costs should anything go wrong. So needless to say, we told him where to shove his show. I just thought it's so cheeky, you know what I mean? Seriously. Number two, sorry, I'm fidgeting my little handle underneath the chair there. So the number 3, are there any playoffs at the club where members might play against each other, like Street Fighter, and have the crowd crowd cheering them on? Well, like I says, Kev, there's maybe about 7 or 8 of us. There's generally not. I don't think there's anyone really into beat 'em ups per se. We do play online games. I mean, a big favourite of mine's at the moment and the club's is Neo Turf Masters on the Neo Geo. We also play quite a bit of Bomberman on the Dreamcast, and it's excellent. I've said this before in a waffle. It is fantastic being able to play sitting shoulder to shoulder with a mate and basically taking the piss out of them, you know, when you kill them. So yeah, we generally don't play beat 'em ups. I'm not into beat 'em ups, and I don't think many people are actually. Hang on, I'm just going to check to see how we're doing time wise. I've got 20 minutes, that's fine. In fact, hang on a second. Sorry, it's not the first time that I've thought I've started the recording and I've been waffling and waffling and waffling, and only to find out that I didn't actually hit the record button. Yeah, so yeah, we do play multiplayer games, Kev, but I can't say we've played Street Fighter. Number 4, has anyone in the club become the resident expert in modding or hacking consoles, so everyone else always comes to them asking to change a game for them? You know what, Kev, I mean, there's one guy, he's got his own computer shop, he's probably more technically competent. But then there's George, who's into Amiga, he's the kind of Amiga expert. There's a few of us, we all, I think most of us have quite a good knowledge of pretty much everything. But like I said, there's a few kind of experts, like George is the Amiga guy, and but I would say, I mean, like these Raspberry Pi things, we've all been building them, making our own cabs and that, and we've all got quite a good knowledge, so we're always bouncing ideas off each other. We've also got our resident nerd, Neil, and I'm sure Neil wouldn't mind me, that's a compliment by the way, calling him a nerd. Neil is a resident electronics guru. Neil put together some little LED thing, lights, and he had like Outrun. He had MAME running on this, like, I don't know, 100 lights by 100 lights. So yeah, we've all got our strengths and weaknesses, and if I've got an issue with something, I know who in the club to speak to. So it's great. We're always, sometimes we actually spend more time. I mean, on Tuesday there, rather than me playing anything, myself and Neil were trying to get this. We downloaded a RetroPie image, and we're trying to get it working. It would not recognise the controller. And basically we spent the whole night just trying to get this thing working. But sometimes that is as much fun as actually playing games. So yeah. Anyway, Kev, listen, thank you very much for your questions. Right, I'll just have a look at Mr. Scullery's questions at the moment, and I'm drinking my tea. Alright, this is from Doug. Excuse me. Do you see the current trend for mini and reimagined versions of old systems continuing to be popular? And might we be looking at mini versions of up-to-date stuff, or is there a natural limit to this technology? I mean, we're only now getting dug into the realms of, like, we're getting the NES Mini, the SNES Mini. I mean, who knows, you know, with the wonders of, what do you call it, like storage. I mean, apparently you can get, like, I think you can get up to 5 terabytes of space on a drive now. I'm sure, I was going to say 10 years, not even 10 years. I mean, I've got the PlayStation on, you know, some of my handhelds. So it won't be long once storage comes down that there's going to be an Xbox 360 emulator with all the games and that in it. So I'd imagine probably, yeah, maybe, I don't know, 10 years time, you may well get the Xbox 360 Mini. You know, I'm quite sure it'll go down that way. But what was the first question? Were you asking me what I thought of them? Yeah, I mean, you're saying, are they going to continue to be popular? Well, we all know how popular the NES Mini was, and how, you know, the SNES Mini as well. That could well be due to, you know, hardly any people actually, limited stock, so it kind of makes this look more popular than it actually is. You know, perhaps if Nintendo had made 500,000, they may have not sold them all. One thing about it, a lot of people, I've read a lot of comments about the mini SNES, and people are like, oh, but it's just a Raspberry Pi, it's just an emulator. And what I've said to them is, well, 30 years ago, you know, an emulator didn't exist. There was no such thing. The technology didn't exist. So it was all about, you know, hardwired computer chips. Now we've got the technology to emulate. So does that make it any less of an original piece of hardware than like a SNES? Is that mini NES or mini SNES any less Nintendo than a full-size SNES? In my opinion, there's not at all. You look at, is it Berserk? I think the arcade game, it had something like 3 massive boards, you know, the size of that. Well, you know, 1, 2, 3, 3 on top of each other. You know, because that was the technology. Now you can fit Berserk plus 20,000 ROMs on an SD card the size of your fingernail. So, you know, technology moves on, and people are going about the SNES Mini being an emulator. Well, we were playing, one of the guys at the club was playing, was it Super R-Type? And he was asking, does it slow down on the SNES Mini? I said, well, I don't know. And we tried it, and it does slow down. So that goes to prove that they've absolutely nailed the emulation on it. So who cares if it's an emulator? It doesn't matter. You know, it's still a SNES. It's still a Nintendo piece of hardware. And as far as to answer your question, Doug, I think they will continue because, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've seen a SNES Mini, but it is super cute. And to be able to get, you know, an N64 Mini, not that I'll be getting one because I don't like the N64. But yeah, I think as long as they sell, I think as long as there's demand for these things, I think we're going to keep seeing them. Interestingly, I posted a picture of one of my mates gave me I'd done him a favour and he gave me what do you call it? It's a mini Mega Drive, and it's about the same size as the SNES Mini, but it's actually a USB port. That's all it is. It's got 4 outputs, and I posted a picture on my Facebook page saying mini Mega Drive got, and quite a few people, I did it deliberately just to kind of wind people up, but quite a few people were like, oh, where'd you get that about? Where'd you get that about? Not realising it was just a hub. But yeah, I think as long as they continue to be popular, Doug, I think people are still going to buy them. Now that was, oh sorry, now Doug's mentioning here, if you're in the UK, you may be aware of a programme called Dragon's Den. Now I think it's in the States as well. Basically Dragon's Den is where you go in front of, I think it's 5 entrepreneurs, basically millionaires, and you've got to try and sell a product for an investment. You might be offering, you know, 5% of your business for £50,000. It's really good. It's quite interesting to watch. Now, Doug was telling me here that he is actually going to be in Dragon's Den next week. He has got an idea for a reimagined Binatone Pong. I'm super excited to see you, Doug. Best of luck. I don't know if you've recorded it. If you haven't, best of British. I really hope you get it. That's excellent. I'm really looking forward to it. It's pretty cool that somebody who watches my channel is going to be on TV. So yeah, best of luck, Doug. Anyone else that's watching this, please tune in and support Doug. Not that he's going to know you're watching it, but anyway, best of luck. And another one from Doug, I think he actually posted this last week. Having listened to your interview with Sean Southern, where you mentioned the spooky voice in the Lotus soundtrack saying you will not copy this game. Now, if you haven't watched the Sean Southern interview, go and watch it and you can see what Doug's talking about. I would like to hear your thoughts on all those weird and wonderful early attempts at anti-copying methods which were tried during the 80s, ranging from colour-coded sheets in Jet Set Willy to code wheels to the wrong music being played on copied versions of games and so on. They were mostly futile, but you could consider them a distinct part of the quirky history of computer games. Yeah, there was a lot. The one that I can remember was the cleverest. It was, I think it came out when it was like the PC, and basically what it did, it let you copy the game. I think was it Codemasters actually had it. Was it in one of their driving games? Was it maybe Colin McRae or something? Hang on, I'm just going to double check. How are we doing for time? No, I've got 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Yeah, what it allowed you to copy the game, and you thought you're a dancer, I've copied the game. But what it did was it ended up making the game more and more difficult. So it did it in a really subtle way. It made it more and more difficult to the point that the game became unplayable. So that was a really, really clever anti-copying thing. I mean, over the years, what did we have? As Doug says, Jet Set Willy, it was like a wee colour code. So it was like Jai 6. So you look along, Jai, and then you go down 6, purple, or whatever it was. But it was tiny writing. I probably wouldn't even be able to see it now in my sight. There was the, what do you call it? The lens lock, which was the most infamous one. Basically, there was a code. The game would display a code on the screen, and the only way to decipher it was to hold up this little, it was like a clear piece of plastic. You had to hold it up to the TV and sort of squint your eyes, and what this thing was supposed to do was to kind of sharpen the image so that you could see what it was. But the biggest problem was it simply didn't work. So the lens lock, well, I say it didn't work. It didn't work in a lot of cases, which meant that people couldn't play the game. One of the most common ones, I think, in the 90s, when it was like the Amiga, the Atari ST, you had to type in, it would ask you for a word, you know, type in the word 15th page 15, third paragraph, third word. So you'd have to look up the manual and type in the word, like, you know, box, something like that. But then what people started doing was they would photocopy the manual so they could use that. But then the crackers they were always one step ahead. They were always able to crack the code, so that basically you could just type in any word. You just typed in blah blah blah, boom, away you go. So yeah, there was some weird and wonderful. I mean, that's probably a topic for another day. I may actually do a video on that, Doug. Actually, that's an excellent subject to talk about. So anyway, listen, Doug, thanks for your 2 questions, and best of luck for the Dragon's Den. Please let me know, Doug, when it's going to be getting broadcast, because I'm really looking forward to watching that. And yeah, a couple more to go. Mr. Ian Hunter, have you ever voted for YouTuber of the Month? Basically, the idea behind YouTuber of the Month, whoever wins gets to pick, is it 4 or 5 channels? They'll give you links to 4 or 5 channels, and people then have to vote for the favourite out of these 5, and whoever wins then becomes a winner, and then they nominate 5 channels. So that's the way it works. It's been going for quite a few years, but like I said, I've never been nominated for it. Don't know, I'm obviously shite. But anyway, Ian, thanks very much, and I see your grandson has actually joined. I think he's only 14 years old, so I think you are my oldest subscriber, and I think your son is possibly the youngest. So great stuff. Jamie Williamson. Jamie's one of my longest subscribers. Is it my imagination, Alan, or is your beard darker than it used to be? It absolutely is, Ian, because Jamie, because I dye it. I did actually tell you that. I do use Just for Men. I look like Santa Claus. It's pure white down there, so I've been dyeing it, and I happen to like it. Women can dye their hair, so why can't us guys? How are we doing for time? I'm probably running about 7 minutes. Just enough time to have a look at the last question. Right, thanks for your question, Ian and Jamie. Refraction PCSX2. I didn't realise you were such an Amiga fan. What are some of your favourite games in the system? I used to love a lot of the simulator management games like Frontier, Elite 2, Hill C Lido. Never heard of that. Genesia and Theme Park. I've heard of Theme Park. Can't remember. Hill C Lido. Genesia. No. Favourite games on the Amiga: Stunt Car Racer, Sensible Soccer, Lotus 1. Oh, bloody hell, you know what? There's so many good games. I'm drying up here. There are so many good Amiga games. I I did, of course, like a lot of the other games like Turrican 2, Beneath a Steel Sky, Curse of Enchantia, and Super Skid Marks. Loved Super Skid Marks. You know, the funny thing was, was it not PC, it was Amiga Power gave away a demo disc with Skid. It wasn't called Super Skid Marks, it was just called Skid Marks. It's kind of like a Super Sprint game, but it was like kind of textured, rendered graphics. Was it Blitz Basic? No, Acid Software, that's who did it. And the demo was absolutely fantastic. I think it was just one track, and you could play 2 players, I think. And me and my mate played that non-stop. And when the game came out, I bought it, and they tweaked the playability slightly, and I didn't think it was as good. It's still an amazing game, but I always preferred the demo. The playability, the handling was just they changed it slightly, and not for the good. But yeah, Skid Marks is another fantastic game. I was never a fan of these point and click games. It was like Indiana Jones, Monkey Island. I mean, you know, there was three Monkey Island games. These are games that are looked upon as classics, but I didn't have the patience or the skill or the whatever, the wherewithal to get past them. Beneath a Steel Sky, Curse of Enchantia. Nah, I mean, I used to buy the games, or more likely copy them. Used to go to the open air market and buy them, but I just didn't have. I think the only game similar to that was I liked Leisure Suit Larry, and what was the other one? It was Police Quest. Quite like these, but anyway, listen, Mr. Refraction PCSX2, thank you very much for the question. But listen, guys, that is it. I've probably got about 30 seconds before I run out of memory in this phone. Thank you very much for the questions. It is very much appreciated. Thanks for all the comments. Great fun, really good fun interacting with you guys. Welcome to the new subscribers. I'm now over at 1,600, which is mental. I do have a 1,500 subscriber special. Don't get too excited about it, guys. It's nothing special, but I want to kind of mark the 1,500. I've got a competition coming, and I've got a couple other things up my sleeve, so I hope you tune into that. But as usual, guys, thank you very much for all the support, subscribers, comments, taking time to write to me about this. I do really appreciate it. So that just leaves for me to say, guys, thank you very much for watching.